Hi, everyone, and welcome to Suburban Parents Talk. This is a very special episode because not only is it our Mother's Day episode, but one of our mamas, Miss Sarah, is sitting at a cafe in Paris. Hi, Sarah. Bonjour. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So Sarah is away. Your husband had business, right? So you're kind of tagging along?
I'm tagging along, yeah. So this is my first time. Well, not my first time. This is a trip where I'm alone. Like lunch is alone, dinner's alone, because he's got business dinners in the evening. So today, like, is from 9 a.m. on. I'm solo in Paris. It's nice.
And it's amazing because we're recording in the morning, but Sarah's kind of in her evening mode. So I'm still on coffee.
I'm on mine.
I love it. Look at how hard we work for our viewers. Even when Sarah's in Paris, we're still here. We are still here.
Always there for the viewers.
That's right. Well, happy Mother's Day. It's coming up in a couple of days, and Sarah's an amazing mama and deserves this trip big time. We're going to talk about traveling without kids in a little bit, but I thought I would kick things off for Mother's Day with a quick rant. So my son is in third grade. He's in a 3-4 split. So I do wonder if he's being exposed to a bit more than the average kid because he's with older kids.
Mm-hmm.
So we did an episode not long ago on how to have the birds and the bees talk with your child. I thought it was an amazing segment. Actually, it helped me a lot. And I've actually explained the full story of the birds and the bees to my son. But I know that this seems to be an age where the kids are running around in the schoolyard just throwing around terms and different gestures. And I'm wondering if these children, I don't know where they're picking it up from. Like, my kid tells me everything. But I think it's time for parents to start at least having that sex talk with their children, because nowadays it's kind of scary, right? Like, I went into Google one day and just wrote, "What is sex?" to see what would come up if my son ever did that. And it was alarming. And I'm glad that he heard it from me first. And as much as it makes some parents squirm to think about having that talk with their kids, I do think that at a certain point, it's pretty important to have that talk so they know what they're hearing at school and they know what they're kind of tossing around very casually. I mean, different noises and all kinds of stuff. I
don't even want to know what noises we're talking about.
I'm sure you can imagine. I'm sure you can picture what I'm referring to.
Well, so
I'm sure you know. But I just think it comes to a point where parents need to have the talk, albeit at the basics, just to get the basics. So Sarah had mentioned that even her youngest, who is in what grade? Tell everybody what you were just telling me when we were off air.
So last month, we get a paper home from my daughter's school, and she's in kindergarten, so she's 5. And the paper says, okay, so next week we're just going to be starting our sex ed course, and from the Ministère de l'Éducation, de whatever, and okay, the end. And so parents started messaging me saying, what do you mean? What are they going to be taught? Like, what kind of terms? Like, what are we doing? And
why were they asking you?
Well, I'm the lead. Like, I'm on the parents committee, so I'm the mom who represents maternelle. So they were messaging me anyway. Okay. So I had to kind of like look into it with the teacher to find out but I was happy with it. I mean, I guess I also trust that it's going to be done in a way that's, presentable for 5-year-olds and not, but the earlier this becomes just a normal conversation, and that's something that I took away when we had the sex talk, the parents talk about how to talk about sex with your kids. I loved one of the things that she said, she being the therapist we had on, and I'm having a memory blank at the moment what her name was, Georgia. One of the things she said, which I thought was amazing, was if you're nervous, then it becomes a nervous kind of thing. Like, you're letting them know that sex is something to be nervous about. So I thought, oh, that's really brilliant. So I agree with you that parents should be having this conversation, and it should be done in just like a casual, like, hey, this is where babies come from, and that's the end. And then, but I agree with you.
It's a tricky one. And I think parents build it up that, you think that, like, when you say the word like you actually explain the mechanics, that they're going to be like completely shocked. But really, we build it up, I think, a lot more in our heads, and our kids, they either know more than they're letting on about, or they're just very like chill about stuff, like we tend to build it up a lot.
It's true. Well, for different generations, it's a taboo subject, right? So,
True. Or
even
cultures, right? I think with
yeah.
certain cultures, and yeah.
So no,
But
I understand that it's hard for some people to talk about it, but I agree that it has to be talked about in a very
it has to be
natural
talked
way.
about, because the things that these kids are coming out with, like, they have no idea. Like, they are, and I know some of their parents, and I really wonder, like, would their parents be like totally shocked to know that their kids are coming out with this stuff? Like,
Probably.
I'm sure they would. And now they're all wondering. They're like, what? They're
Wait.
talking about me.
Oh, you're gonna get some text later, Jen.
I love it. I love it. All right. So traveling without kids. Oh, that must be a dream come true for some parents. So tell us about this trip, because I know there was a little bit of anxiety about it.
So this trip has been planned for a little while, that I was going to tag along to, my husband's business trip. And then a few weeks ago, I went out for a girls' night out with some other moms, and I was telling them about this upcoming trip, and they said, one of them said, like, really, you're not nervous? And I said, nervous? And they said, yeah, like leaving your kids, you're not. And I was like, well, no, I'm leaving them in good hands. Like, my mom's there, and my sister's there, and JP's mom's there. Like, there's a lot of people helping to take care of the kids. I'm sure everything's going to be fine. They were like, no, but like, you're leaving without your kid. Like, what if something happens? And then I started having, I've traveled without the kids before, but not since before COVID. Like, so now we're going on, 3 years of having not traveled without the kids or taking any kind of vacation without the kids. And then I started having the worst anxiety about this trip. I almost canceled. I kept telling my husband, no, I don't think I can go. It was keeping me up at night. I was like, what if they're right? What if something does happen to me? Like, I just went through an awful time, and I don't know why it started. Is it because it's been so long? Is it because so he convinces me to just take it one step at a time. Like, pack your bag. There's nothing scary in packing your bag. Oh, look, let's just get to the airport and have supper. Like, we kind of went one step at a time to get me to actually travel. And now that I'm here, I think I want to say that get over that fear and do it, because today was my first full day in Paris, and my husband's at work. He's got work obligations all day today, including supper. I went to the museum, and I got to go to the museum without, oh, this is boring. Can we leave yet? Are we done yet? I'm hungry. Can I have a snack? Can I have something at the gift shop? It's time I have to go to the bathroom. Like, I got to just visit the museum, just me. And then, go to lunch where I wanted to go to lunch. They don't have a kids menu, and I don't care. It feels really good.
Happy Mother's Day to Sarah.
Happy Mother's Day to me. Mm-hmm.
It must have been nice to walk by a gift shop and not have to drop a load of money. I have to say, that's my biggest thing. I'm always trying to distract my son on the way out of attractions. I'm like, no, don't look to the left. Don't look to the left.
It's the worst. And they always have it right at the exit. So, like, now you know that now you're annoyed. You just want to get out because there's so many people and there's whatever. And then of course all the toys are at like eye level. And can I have that? Can I have that? No.
Let me ask you something. What were your fears about leaving them? Were you afraid that something would happen to you guys while you're away? Was it something that would happen back home while you're not there? Like, what was your fear?
It became everything. It became like I would have these sleepless nights, and it would kind of spiral with like okay, wait, what if what if something happens in like there's a roof that leaks in the house, and my sister doesn't know what to do, and she doesn't know how to get to the plumber, and she doesn't have
you went everywhere.
What if something happens to me and JP? Does she even know where the will is? I bet you she doesn't. And then how's she going to finish paying for the kids' school? So they can't even finish school. Like, it was a disaster in my brain. And I don't even know where this came from. I don't.
And when did it dissolve? Like, when you got on the plane and took off, were you like, oh no, I'm okay, this feels good? Like, when did it kind of, that was it?
That was it. When we took off, and we took off at night, so then I slept, and then when the next morning when we actually got to Paris, it was like, oh, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
Amazing. Amazing. And what's on your agenda for the rest of the trip? Tell us a little bit about it.
So it's not quite a vacation. I'm still working while I'm here. I mean, I have to deal with the time zone difference, which is a little bit difficult for meetings, but I'm making it work. And so today was the museum. I went to the Musée d'Orsay, and I had the souffle restaurant because I love souffle and nobody else does. So I treated myself to souffle without hearing, oh, do I have to eat this? And so I had the souffle, and then so tomorrow is the Louvre and shopping, a little bit of shopping. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I'm playing it by ear. I'm doing and a Picasso museum. There's a Picasso, a dedicated Picasso museum that I'm going to do tomorrow, and then Sunday we leave and we're going to do. So Saturdays are one day together, my husband and I. So we're going to do Montmartre and walk around Montmartre and do that, and then Sunday we leave for Amsterdam until Friday. So I'm going to do the tulips. It's the Tulip Festival in Amsterdam.
Oh, amazing. What timing to be there for it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Which is exciting. And it's King's Day in Amsterdam, which is the equivalent of like the 4th of July, I think, in the States, because it's like a day off. But everyone has to wear orange. So I have to go buy orange clothes because you have to wear like orange. I don't own orange. So I went shopping for some orange stuff, and I'll celebrate King's Day.
Amazing. Oh, Sarah, you so deserve this. Busy mom with the three kiddos and teenagers and little ones and mompreneur. Girl, soak it all up. Everybody at home is watching right now going, I want to go to Paris all by myself.
I know. It's amazing.
Awesome. Well, have a wonderful, wonderful time. You really deserve it.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to segue now into a quick segment that I did on some Mother's Day gift ideas that mom actually wants. Some gift ideas. So maybe the dads want to tune in for this one. So let's get right into that. It can be challenging to find a useful Mother's Day gift, and I've come up with a lot of fun ideas over the years of some homemade things that we can make for the special moms in our lives. So one of those things is we color on ceramics with Sharpies. As you can see, this is a mug that my son made, and all you do is color right on it with a Sharpie marker, a permanent marker. Pop it into the oven around 400 for 2 to 3 hours, and once it's been baked, you can safely microwave and wash it, and it stays permanently there. Another great fun idea is if you're going to have your kids do some sort of artwork, at least put it on something that mom can use. So they could always use fabric markers to draw on a dish towel or a set of oven mitts. And then there's always another fun option that I did with my son when he was a bit older. You can buy any sort of wood cutting board, and if you have a soldering iron, they can draw a picture on the cutting board or a message to mom, and then you can use the soldering iron to actually etch it right into the wood, and she can still use it, and it's at least something that mom can get some use out of. Another really great gift for mom for Mother's Day are some meal kits, like from HelloFresh, because everything arrives at your door. You don't have to meal plan, you don't have to look up the recipes, and a lot of even the prep, like chopping and stuff, is done for you. So you can have a really great dinner that's healthy, and it's ready in less than 30 minutes. And the portions are quite big, so we usually have a lot of leftovers when we go with like a meal kit service like HelloFresh. It just makes mom's job a little bit easier trying to plan out a busy week when she doesn't have to think about a few meals. The same can be said about getting some housekeeping services. Give mom some time off from cleaning or feeling the pull or guilt of cleaning, and bring in a maid for a couple of sessions so they can strip the beds and get all that busy work done, and so mom can put her feet up and have a little break. And another tried and true gift for mom is to treat her to a beauty treatment. It's her favorite spa. If she hasn't been for a pedicure yet, it's a good way to kind of kick off sandal season, but give her a chance to just be able to sit and do nothing. When all else fails and you don't know what to get mom, get her a bottle of wine. Happy Mother's Day to all the special moms out there. I hope your gifts are meaningful. And we're back. So we're gonna sign off. But before we do, we want to wish all the moms out there a very happy Mother's Day. We see you. We know how hard you work. we commiserate with you, and we hope you can carve out a little bit of time for yourself this Mother's Day for everybody who's watching.
Happy
All right,
Mother's
Sarah,
Day.
thank you so much. Happy Mother's Day to you. Thank you for joining us from all the way across the pond. It was amazing of you. I hope you have a great trip.
Thanks. I'll fill you all in next episode.
Yes, I can't wait to hear all about it. And we will be back in 2 weeks with more Suburban Parents Talk. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Happy Mother's Day. Bye.
Bye.